Old friends are like old memories. They always remind you of your past, and we are reminding ourselves of the past episodes from this week of Good Company for the Best of Good Company with me, Hollie Taylor. I'm Hollie Taylor, and I am so excited to read your stories. It's nice to know that whether you're in the 80% or the 20%, there's always going to be subtle differences in our relationships. And opposites, yes, can attract and do. Producer Mike has our resident relationship expert.
Oh, come on now.
Was that mean? I don't know. I'm so sorry if it was. Have you noted this in your own life? Opposites attract?
I don't know. I really can't think of a time that it has.
Yeah, for you? You're like, no, we're too different.
Yeah, I really don't know. But I can see it happening. I mean, I know of other people who are polar opposites, husband and wife, or one's an introvert, one's an extrovert, and together they're perfect.
Yeah, it
but
just
separately
works
you wonder
out.
how it works.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, a lot of prayer.
Yeah, and a lot of work and a lot of patience. And
exactly.
A lot of love, I think, too.
Yeah. All the things that love is, that's what we need in all relationships, especially when there are so many differences. So let's get to some of your text messages at 905-338-1250. And this is from Penny. She says, my husband and I are complete opposites, extrovert, introvert, like sweet, like salty, and likes clean and likes a little bit of lived-in experience. Funny enough, it's my husband who likes the clean. So it's just interesting to see how we have to grow and stretch and kind of get rid of those expectations to be able to have relationships that work, whether it's a marriage, whether it's a friendship. Sometimes it is a case where you just love them so much that you find ways to compromise and to make it work. A lot of give and take. So if you are in the 20% opposites attracting, at least you know you're not alone. Thank you so much for joining us here on Good Company, whether it be streaming at our website, joyradio.ca, maybe through the smartphone. The app is called My Joy Radio, a smart speaker, or yes, through the radio, AM dial 1250. I love hanging out with you and hearing your stories as well. Well, today we're talking about encouragement as well as, some of those mistake orders. But today also happens to be Hug and High Five Day, which I actually really like. I remember when my kids were in junior kindergarten and they had the option of hugs, high fives, handshakes. Then the pandemic hit. So now we're trying to reacclimate ourselves to just being social still. I noticed that even with my youngest ones, it's, do I completely maul the person with a massive hug or do I, am I standoffish? So it's a nice thing to bring back. The option of how do you want to greet someone? And for me, it truly depends on that relationship level. I've always been more of a hugger, which can be awkward when you go in for the hug and then they try to give you the handshake and you're just like, well, how about a high five? We'll split it in the middle. So for you, is it a high five, a hug? Maybe it's the handshake. Maybe that's just the safer area for you. Looking forward to hearing from you. I'm Hollie Taylor. We're talking about positive thinking. I remember a saying to not have stinking thinking. Yeah, that's a thing. I see producer Mike nodding his head up and down. You've heard that before?
Yeah, I've heard that one from an old counselor back in the day.
Yeah, get rid of the stinking thinking.
Stinking thinking. And it's something that all of us kind of get into, You're just in that mood and bah humbug seems like such a better answer than anything else. But it really, it perpetuates more stinking thinking.
Yeah,
just keeps you in a bad mood.
Okay, so what do you do to try to shift gears?
Oh, all right. So I try to get out into nature.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm lucky I live in downtown Oakville here. I can go down to the lake and just, see a swan. It's hard to get stuck in your head when you're looking at something like that. Mm-hmm. Try to notice something, trigger the senses. What's something you can touch, feel?
Yes.
I remember you telling me these back in the...
Yeah, it was touch, smell, feel,
something you can see, right?
Hear and see.
Yeah. And it just forces you to get out of your head and whatever's spinning up there kind of calms it down a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're feeling a little negative today, I know Wednesday can be that tough day where you are feeling tired. You've gone through your Monday, your Tuesday, your Wednesday. The week feels like it's dragging, but when you blink, You know it's going to be the weekend. And so what can you do today to shift that attitude to maybe more having gratitude? We're just full of the rhymes today, my friends. But these rhymes, as cliche as they may sound, make it easy to remember the things that we can do to navigate tough times. So what can we do? What are some of those positive things you are thinking about? Honestly, right now, it's super simple. I'm just excited to go pick up my kid from dance, which might sound a little bit like, but you have to go do something, you're being your family Uber, but I'll get 30 minutes to just sit in my car in silence. And that, for me, will be a great recoup and a recentering so that I can have a good night with my family. So I'm looking forward to that quiet time. Forced, not really where I'd want to have quiet time in a car in a dance parking lot, but you know what? We'll take the wins when we can get them. I'm Hollie Taylor. We're talking about some of those fall cleanup mishaps where you've given something away or thrown something out and you didn't mean to, or it was a mistake. Producer Mike, you've never done this, have you?
Oh, never. I'm perfect.
Of course. Of course.
No, I remember being a kid and trading in a video game that I really liked, and I don't know why I did it. I wanted the extra like $2 or something that I got for it.
Yeah.
It's just not a good idea. So I learned at a young age not to pawn things off that you enjoy and that you want to hang on to.
Yeah, and ever since then he became a hoarder.
Yeah, that's right. I told you not to say anything when you came over to my place. It's just all old video games. That's it.
Yeah, you just can't let go of any of them. Actually, that is one of the dangers. If it's too of an emotional attachment to that item, these sort of situations and issues do develop.
Yeah, I can see that. You get too sentimental, you end up on one of those TLC shows.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or you think maybe one day I'll need this. I do that all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to give up my jeans that have kind of belt flare bottoms or whatever. They'll come in style. And here we are. They have.
But the hole in the unsightly place has not.
But now I know how to sew.
This is true.
Oh, goodness. So, yeah, it's an easy and slippery slope to hold on to things too tightly. And so I remember, was it Marie Kondo? She was always like, does this give you joy? Well, should we really be finding joy in things? And so I guess it's just an interesting exercise to go through and say, do I need this? Could somebody use this and benefit more from it? And really taking the perspective of how can I bless others? I think if that's attached to it, it's been given freely. You know it's a blessing. It doesn't sting so bad 5 years later when you realize it was worth a lot of money. It blessed somebody else. So keep your stories coming on in. 905-338-1250. Lots of ways for you to join us here on Good Company. We actually have a best of that will play on your Saturday afternoon, and we do archive all of our conversations like the one we just had with Johnny Rocket through the Good Company podcast. So wherever your podcasts, look for Good Company with Hollie Taylor, and voila, you'll be able to catch up on some of those fun conversations. Well, there's more reason for us to exercise. It can actually apparently prevent Alzheimer's disease, and this is a new discovery because when you think of it, it's incurable. It's something that we've had to walk through in my own personal family's life with my grandmother. I know a lot of you are dealing with that as well, and it is so challenging on so many levels. And so it's exciting to see that they found a hormone that is released during workout times and actually will help your brain not develop the plaque and the tangles that happen to one's brain and is thought to cause Alzheimer's. So physical exercise important for so many reasons, and this is just another reason to get out there and to get moving.